One-timers here, Matt and Justin. Let's talk about the other semifinal. Argentina taking on the Netherlands. Both teams had kind of a very tough road to get here, but both have found a way to win. Let's start first with the Dutch. Kind of a little bit of a controversy to get past Mexico, and then sent to penalties against Costa Rica, but got the job done there. That's what got them to the semifinals. Argentina, on the other hand, a late goal by Di Maria to put them through against Switzerland, and then an early goal against Belgium, and they held off the talented youngsters to get to this point. What do you like about this matchup?
It's got a lot of, it's going to be good. I think one thing I want to point out is you have to feel bad if you're Mexico. If the game's 10 minutes shorter, you have to go against one of your friends in CONCACAF to play in the semifinals, so they got to be mad at their chances there. But anyways, Netherlands at times has clicked really well. They kind of have a big three, not to be outdone by Miami Heat, but Schneider and Van Persie and Robin, when they had the ball in contact, it's pretty dangerous. And then they got a couple of young guys. I'm playing on William. Is his name?
For the Netherlands?
They got their name anyway. They have a couple of midfielders who I'm a big Netherlands fan. I don't even know their name. They just do good where they do a lot of great passing and work, and they kind of just get the ball up to Robin and get to Van Persie, and they do well to finish. They probably should have won in regulation or overtime against Costa Rica. That's a really good chance that couldn't quite finish. And Argentina really hasn't looked that good to me. I remember I kind of tried to predict it. I thought Switzerland might beat Argentina, and I was close. They had a couple of good chances. And then the Belgium-Argentina game was one of those 1-0 games where Argentina got their goal. It's kind of a lucky goal after the deflection. The guy had a nice volley, but it wasn't a great chance. They finished it. But Argentina really hasn't clicked at all in any of their games. I mean, they barely beat Iran. They barely beat Bosnia-Herzegovina. And they barely beat Nigeria. It's kind of been a lot of hero ball by Messi. And the thing that really worries me about them is if I use the second best player on offense for them, then Di Maria, and last report I saw said that he would not still be playing in the semifinals. So you kind of got a big three going against Messi, let alone, I mean, Messi is probably the best player in the world, maybe other than Ronaldo. But if you're going to have a big one, I'd go like Messi be up there. So let's see. I don't know who's going to have to help out Messi if Argentina wants to have a chance.
Yeah, I'm interested to see this matchup too. To me, these last two games, obviously before you got hurt, but that Switzerland game, Di Maria played much better than Messi. He was the one that got the goal. Sure, Messi gave him the pass, but still, you got to finish it from out there. I thought Di Maria was more of the number one player for Argentina until he got hurt. But yeah, it's been a lot of riding behind Messi, hoping for the best for Argentina. I agree with you; they have not looked very good. But at the same time, as you know, way back when we first did our predictions, I predicted Belgium to beat Argentina, and the thing that kind of aggravates me from my picks is the fact that Argentina's back line actually played fantastic that game against Belgium, which kind of upset me because the entire group stage they played like crap, and now they finally got together in the one match that I had picked against them. But if they can play very disciplined, play very well like they did against Belgium, I think that's going to create some problems for the Netherlands. The thing that cracks me up about the Netherlands is that the three teams they barely escaped, Australia, Mexico, and Costa Rica, are all teams that you would think they should have handled very well. And the two teams that they did the best against, Spain beat 5-1 and Chile beat 2-0, they easily did work against them despite those being the better teams on paper. The thing with the Dutch is they've gotten their goals when they need to. Wesley Sneijder's, I mean, there's nothing anyone can do to stop that. That was just a fantastic goal by him on the rebound. But then they couldn't get a goal against Costa Rica. Had to worry about penalties. It's just they're interesting too. Neither team I felt has really played that well coming into this game through the quarterfinals. the round of 16 and the quarterfinals. Neither team has played very well. So, you know, I'm interested to see what's going to happen here because the Dutch, you know, the one thing I will say about the Dutch, they have made some brilliant tactical moves. You know, they had Huntelaar come on and then take the penalty against Mexico. They had Tim Krul come on to just do the penalty shootout, and he saved two of them. Yeah, you know, the Dutch have very well, in a strategic standpoint, have done fantastic. Probably the most, you know, if you're going off just coaching, I think that Van Gaal has been coaching the best. He makes the right moves when he needs to. He does all that. But I'm interested because, you know, obviously Messi's hungry to try and get that World Cup, and especially this is the closest he's going to get right here, you know, in a neighboring country in Brazil on the same continent. It's just interesting to me because there's a lot of star power on both sides. Messi's played better, but the good news for them is that their back line played much better, and Higuain finally kind of arrived to the party. But obviously, you know, with Robin, Van Persie, and Schneider, anything can really go for the Dutch.
When I watched closely in the Argentina-Belgium game, it's crazy to me how many guys Messi commands for being 5'6". I remember a couple times he was in the corner and he's surrounded by three, like, 6'3" Belgian giants. And I don't know how he doesn't turn the ball over, he somehow passes to a guy.
Yeah.
So, he seems to make the right decisions, a little more than Ronaldo. Sometimes Ronaldo tries to dribble two guys at once. So Messi's a little more conservative there and smart. But seeing words about this game, I feel like Netherlands sometimes is a little undisciplined. And with the whole total football strategy, they have a lot of runs made from the back and all across the field. So I think they have to be worried about making sure that someone stays on Messi because someone not only has to stay on him, but once he gets the ball, there needs to be two people near him. So they have to be careful with that. Another thing I think it's interesting to point out, Netherlands seems to has gone. They're not. I mean, not just with straight results, but the way they've been playing has kind of been going as crisp, and they look so good against Spain. I know it kind of spiraled out of control, but Argentina seems to be finding themselves a little bit, especially defensively. So that kind of worries me if I'm a Netherlands fan. That being said, I think Netherlands being healthy definitely helps them. They got Robin's been one of the more dynamic players in the tournament. Once he gets the ball in the counterattack, he goes at players. People sometimes forget how fast he is, even though he's a little older sometimes. So that being healthy and having all their star players available and ready, I think Netherlands finds a way. I think Netherlands wins. I think it's going to be another game. I think it's a 1-0 game again.
Okay. I think I'll agree with you on 1-0, but I think I might flip the script, and I think I might take Argentina here and actually have what your original final was between Brazil and Argentina. Especially because I think if it's those two, that's going to probably be the best final. Just because, you know, you got another two South American teams in the final there, which doesn't really bode well for Brazil. But I think that I'm going to just say I think Argentina gets the job done. For me, the Dutch, all that attack they have, it just hasn't got the job done. Van Persie has yet to score in a knockout stage game. Wesley Sneijder, other than the one goal he had against Mexico, hasn't really done a whole lot. Robin, I will say, has he was very productive in that Costa Rica game, creating problems, creating chances. But kind of other than that, they just haven't really, at least to me, they haven't. I mean, neither team has really looked that great. But Argentina, I think, coming into this, for how many holes they had in the back line, where they just were undisciplined, I think they've looked a lot better in the back line. I think they should do much better. It'll be interesting because Belgium, you could really tell in that game against Argentina, started to look like a team of individuals rather than a team. Dudes were just trying to take the ball themselves and were really looking for passes and whatnot. But then again, at the same time, the Dutch sometimes get like that in frantic situations where one of the big three kind of just tries to take it all on their own and take it in. So I think that I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go with Argentina. And as you said, you going with the Dutch then?
I think so. Let's hope, JT, that you don't get do penalties or 1-0 these lame games. I want to see a 4-2 game or a 5-5 game, something like that.
Yeah, I agree with you. Even a 5-5 game going to penalties, that's fine as well. I do want to point this out. I said this after we had three? Did we have 3 games go to? There's Brazil and Chile went to penalties. Costa Rica and Greece went to penalties, and I think there was one more that went to penalties, wasn't there? Or was I just?
The Netherlands, Costa Rica went to penalties.
Yeah, well, I mean, in the round of 16. Well, maybe it's just those two in the round of 16.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that might be right. Those two in the round of 16. But I said that after the round of 16, I did say that I don't think, as far as I can remember, I don't think any team that's won a penalty shootout that has went to a penalty shootout in the next game has ever won. And it just happened to Costa Rica. They won the penalty shootout versus Greece, but then lost the penalty shootout versus the Dutch. So I don't know if that's some sort of curse or what, but be wary if the Dutch get in a penalty shootout with Argentina, their chances aren't supposed to bode well. But that's all stuff for the statisticians and whatnot to ponder. But I think I'm hoping these games. I really do hope these games actually end up being like a 4-2 or a 3-2 or something crazy. Just get the goal scoring back. We've had a lot of kind of, not to say dull games, but a lot of low scoring games after we had a wild group stage with all sorts of goals. So it'll be. I think it's going to be 2 really good semifinals.
Isn't that one talent? I know that we're partying in Rio de Janeiro.
Yep, absolutely.